Welcome one and all to 91.1 The Globe, WGCS Goshen. My name is Dante Stanton, and this is Goshen College women's volleyball action inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College as the Leafs take on the visiting St. Francis Cougars. Fun fact, 2 weeks in a row that the Maple Leafs will face off with a conference opponent with the nickname the Cougars. Somehow it is not the same team. Now, we're set for a big matchup here. Two teams under the 500 mark, both 3-14 on the season. Eerily similar records as well as overall play. Both teams looking to come out of this one with a conference victory. So far on the season, the Maple Leafs have none. The Cougars have one. So let's do a little bit of a scouting report, if you will. Starting with the Maple Leafs, take a look at this team. Once again, 3-14 on the season coming into this matchup. 0-6 in conference play. Earlier on this season, however, they did win their first matchup since November of 2019. They've got 3 wins on the season so far, so already off to a better start this year than last year. Taking a look at the overall all-time matchup history, both teams tied up 13-13 all-time. Goshen's last win versus St. Francis was September 7th, 2016 at home. We'll get into that in just a little bit. They've lost 9 in a row to St. Francis. Tough times as of late for the Maple Leafs against this St. Francis team. Only 2 players taller than 5'11" on this Goshen squad as well. It's a relatively young team. 3 seniors. The rest are underclassmen. There's no juniors on this team either. They have yet to play more than 4 sets in a single matchup this season. All of their wins have been sweeps, and all of their losses, with the exception of 1, have been sweeps as well. So endurance may be a factor to watch out for in this one as well. The Maple Leafs coming in on a 5-match losing streak, and they have not won a set inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium since October 30th of 2020. They have not won a game at home since November of 2019. They're coming off of a 3-0 sweep loss to the Mount Vernon Nazarene. This is going to be a tough matchup for the Leafs. They've got a very tough St. Francis team coming in. St. Francis, they're tough, but they have not been able to close out games. It's plain and simple. 3-14 on the season, 1-5. They've held a lot of their opponents. They haven't been swept a lot. They've only been swept 3 times this season. They've been in competition quite a bit as of late. This is their 3rd matchup in 5 days. They're coming off of a 3-0 loss to number 22 Bethel University, who's ranked up there pretty high in the nation. The loss to the Bethel Pilots was 25-20, 25-22, and 25-12. So until that final 3rd set, they really hung in there against one of the top teams in the country. And it's been a rough start to the season for this Cougars squad. They faced 6 teams inside the top 25 in the nation just this season so far, and another 2 that are receiving votes. So the schedule not making anything easier for this Cougars squad. They got 4 players who are 6'1" or taller, however, so they do definitely have the height advantage coming into this one. Both teams coming into this matchup on their 5th straight Crossroads League game. This Cougars team 2-9 overall record on the road, so they have not done well outside the friendly confines of their home stadium. They've been swept 3 times this season, and they've only had 1 sweep win. It was a 3-0 win over Trinity Christian College just last week. We're going to take a quick timeout, and then we'll be back to the action. Keep it locked to 91.1 The Globe. Back live from inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College. My name is Dante Stanton. We've got Goshen College women's volleyball action for you from inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium. Should be a good matchup today. Two teams coming into this matchup, both struggling on the season. There's no other way to put it. They're both 3-14 coming into this matchup. The St. Francis Cougars with 1 conference victory on the season, 5 losses, and the Maple Leafs 0-6 in conference play so far. Something to look at for sure on this conference side. Well, it's been a tough go of things here in the Crossroads League as of late. Goshen all the way down at the bottom, 3-14 overall, 0-6 in Crossroads League play. And right above them, there at the bottom of the list, is St. Francis at 3-14 as well, 1-5 in conference. That's the only thing separating them so far. So, if the Leafs can get a win today, they will move up at least 1 spot in this Crossroads League. Crossroads League very, very tough, especially in the women's volleyball side. And taking a look at the number 1 spot, number 8 Marion, number 8 in the country, by the way, Marion, 14-0 overall, 6-0 in the Crossroads League, perfect on the season so far. Right behind them is Mount Vernon Nazarene University. They're 16-2, 5-1 in the Crossroads League, and their only loss came to that number 8 Marion squad. So you look at it, and the Maple Leafs were dominated last night, 3-0 in a sweep against Mount Vernon Nazarene. They've had a tough go of things so far this season, and one thing especially to note about this Maple Leafs team that's actually quite different from the St. Francis Cougars is that the Maple Leafs start slow and really turn it on in the third set. We've seen it a lot so far this season. In 2 of their last 3 sets, or last 3 matchups, in the final set, they've scored more than 20 points, and in those previous 2 sets in both of those matchups, scored under 20 points. So they're really able to kick things up, especially in the third set. We'll look to see if they can quicken the pace a little bit in this one today. Now, it's actually pretty much the opposite for this St. Francis Cougars squad. They do quite well in the first 2 sets. As I mentioned, they really held their own against the Bethel Pilots yesterday, 25-20, 25-22 in the first 2 sets. However, they lost 25-12 in the final one. So it seems that it's a battle of the opposites here. The Maple Leafs really like to kick it in the third set, and the Cougars so far this season have had trouble keeping on some of the endurance. So let's take a look at this matchup, see who we've got down there on the court for the Maple Leafs. The starting squad is going to be Christina Town, number 11, number 1, Naomi Willis, number 7, Sadie Brenneman. Brenneman coming off of a career-high matchup. Number 13, Gwen Bellamy. Number 12, Madison Coles. And right up front, number 6, the freshman, Emily Lynch. Some excellent plays from Lynch so far this season. Excited to see what this Goshen College team can do against the Cougars of St. Francis. And so it appears that St. Francis is going to be up for the first serve. Once again, the matchup history on this one, both teams tied 13-13 all time on the volleyball side. However, the Cougars have really had the Leafs' number over the past several meetings. The Cougars have won 9 straight against GC, dating back to 2016. Oddly enough, this isn't even the first 9-game losing streak that one of these teams has gone on. The Leafs had a 9-game run between 2007 and 2012 as well. Neither team historically can seem to get too far ahead of each other. This may be both of these squads' best chance at picking up their conference victory so far this season. So a crucial matchup between both of these teams. Once again, the Maple Leafs 3-14 on the season. Cougars 3-14 on the season, something to watch out for. And taking the first serve for the St. Francis Cougars is going to be Brianna Evans. Evans gets the serve across, sends it to the back line, dug out by Bellamy, popped up. A little bit of miscommunication along the front line, but it's put back across by Coles nonetheless. Back here on the other side, put back across by the Cougars. Send up, and miscommunication along the front line again, and just like that, Goshen is going to take the first point despite some front line miscommunication. Goshen is going to have the early lead, something that they have not had too often here inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium. Once again, Maple Leafs have not won a contest inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium since November 19th of 2019. Something to watch out for in this one to be sure. Their serve goes across from Brenneman. It's put up and blocked back down. How about that? Dangerous combination up front of, it looks like it was Madison Coles and Emily Lynch, gives the Leafs a 2-0 lead. Leafs off to quite the start. Brenneman with the serve. Puts it across, dug out along the back line, and then put out the back line by the Cougars. Pushing it just a little bit too far, there was number 5, Kendall Buchanan. And so the Leafs already off to a 3-0 start, their best of the season for any matchup. Brenneman puts it back, it's dug out. Dug out along the back line again by Brenneman. Willis sets it up, Pennington tries to put it back over. There's nothing there, so Lynch has another opportunity to put it back. It's dug out by Buchanan along the back line. Trying to put it down, and she does put it down. That time is number 12, Paige Fortcamp, but it's just outside the back line. It's just like that. The Leafs are off to a 4-0 start. Exactly the start you're looking for if you are the Maple Leafs. And set to serve again is Brenneman. Brenneman coming off a career-high 8 kills. It's dug out along the back line there on the serve by Brianna Evans. Evans puts it back, and just like that, the Cougars are going to get their first point of the matchup, 4-1. And the Cougars will take back over for the serve. Serving now will be number 3, that's Mael Steckelberg. Steckelberg with the serve. High archer goes to the back line, dug out. It's Brenneman again. Willis puts it up for Pennington, blocked right up front. Town tries to put it back over, unable to do so. 4-2 is the score. And the serve is going to go back to Steckelberg. Goshen, 4-0 run to start the game. Now a 2-0 run in response by the Cougars. Steckelberg's serve goes up to Town, to Willis, to Coles. Coles tries to push it inside that back corner, and she does. A little bit of hesitation from the ref on the call on that one, but nonetheless, the Leafs are going to come away with the point, 5-2. Quick substitution. Coles heads to the bench. Coming in for her will be number 10, Maddie Beaver. Town puts the ball back across and gets it directly to Steckelberg, and it's put back across and put down hard right up front by number 14, Shelby Moser. Quick substitution. Addison Schaefer for the Cougars heads to the bench. Coming in for her after a brief timeout was Brianna Evans. And so the serve goes back to the Cougars. Put across by Top and put back across by Emily Lynch. Put up by Evans, and a block right up front by Lynch, but it's struck out of bounds. 5-4 is the score. Another 2-0 run for the Cougars, Maple Leafs. Trying to turn things back around here. Kylie Top puts it back across, and she sends it directly to the back line to Brenneman. Brenneman coming off a career night and for digs as well as kills. She had 17 digs yesterday against Mount Vernon, and she, unable to handle that one, just pushes it forward instead of using her forearms for it. And so Top will with the serve again, sends it directly to Pennington. Pennington puts it up for Lynch, and Lynch sends it skyward. It's sent back across by Top. Handled along the back line by Brenneman. Willis sets it up for Pennington, and Pennington puts it inside the back corner. 6-5 is the score. Maple Leafs regain the lead. Willis is heading to the bench. Baca comes in for her. Lynch also heading to the bench, and coming in for her will be number 17. That's Jalen Amdar. Amdar, we haven't seen too much of her so far this season, taking Willis's spot out there as the setter. Amdar's serve goes directly to the back line. It's pushed up by Davis, and then put up and put down. Paige Fortcamp. Fortcamp, the leader in kills for this Cougars squad with 204. She added another one there. It's 6-6, all tied up once again. Now set to serve. Fortcamp. Dangerous player on this Cougars squad. The serve is up directly to the back line, dug out by Town, put up by Amdar. Pennington tries to put it down, but Pennington was out of bounds when she touched it, so we've got a 7-6 lead now for the Cougars. So after the 4-0 hot start by the Maple Leafs, they've cooled down on the offensive side, just 2 points since then. It's been a 7-2 run. Fortcamp sends the serve across, and that's going to be an ace. Bounced off the forearms of Christina Town and up out of bounds. 8-6, Cougars with the lead. Fortcamp for the Cougars set to serve again. Serve is up. Goes directly to that back line. Another dig by Brenneman. Put back across by, that's going to be Beaver. Beaver does a nice job of getting it across. Not tall enough up front, however, as putting it down right up front for the Cougars is number 7, Hayden Carrico. And the score, 9-6. So after the 4-0 start by the Maple Leafs, they have got pretty much nothing going on the offensive side, just 2 points since, as the Cougars have gone on a 9-2 run. Cougars impressive on the offensive side so far. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with more Goshen College women's volleyball. Keep it locked to 91.1 The Globe. Back live from inside the Ruth Gundin Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College. My name is Dante Stanton. We've got Goshen College women's volleyball action for you. The Leafs are facing off with the visiting St. Francis Cougars. Both teams coming into this matchup well below 500, 3-14 overall. Cougars 1-5 in conference play. Maple Leafs 0-6. Both teams looking to improve their conference record here. Currently, the Maple Leafs at the bottom of the Crossroads League. Right above them is St. Francis. So if the Maple Leafs can get a win today, they will leapfrog this St. Francis team and not be at the bottom of the Crossroads League. Definitely something I'm sure they're looking forward to doing. So the serve back down to the action. Fort Camp for the Cougars puts it across. Goshen tries to get it back. They set it up for Pennington, but Pennington didn't get a jump on it, and she sends it directly into the net. 10-6 is the score. Now a 10-2 run since the Maple Leafs got off to a hot 4-0 start. Fort Camp with the serve. High archer goes all the way back to Christina Town. Saved nicely by Brenneman, and Town is able to put it back across. Excellent effort there by Town and Brenneman on that duo. The ball is kept alive as it's put across by number 7, Haley Carrico. Glances out the fingers of Pennington, however, and out of bounds. So the score, 11-6. Cougars on quite the run now. Fort Camp with the next serve. Sends it directly into the net. 11-7 service error, the first one of the contest for either side. Pennington heads to the bench. Bellamy taking her spot on the Goshen side. Fort Camp heads to the bench for the Cougars, and coming in for her is number 2, Gabby North. So we'll take a look at the Maple Leafs offense now as Bellamy puts the serve directly into Top. Top puts it back across, and a block right up front. The combination of Maddie Beaver and Amy Baca both got a hand on it. They put it back across, and the Cougars just can't handle it. 11-8 is the score. Maple Leafs with 2 quick scores. Trying to get back into this one. It's a close contest so far. Taking a look at the kill numbers, 9 kills for Goshen College, 12 for the Cougars, and there's a service error to derail Goshen College's momentum. Bellamy with the server's error there, and it's go back to the Cougars. 12-8 is the score. Serving now for St. Francis is number 16, Kelby Goldschmiding, Goldschmiding puts it across. Set up by Amadir, put it back across by Beaver. Sent skyward. Set up for Carrico. Carrico puts it along that back line, and Carrico definitely with the height advantage here at 5'11". Nope, only just 2 players on this Goshen squad taller than 5'11". None of them out on the court right now. That height advantage is clearly playing a factor. The serve by St. Francis goes across again. The putback by Bellamy along the back line goes a little too far. She pushes it directly into the net, and Beaver isn't able to pop it back up. And so the score, 14-8 now. 3-0 run for the Cougars. Sends it along the back line. Probably would have gone out of bounds, but saved by Brenneman nonetheless. Put back up by Town. Brenneman tries to put it back across and sends it into the net. 15-8 is the score. Cougars threatening to double up on the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs being outscored 15-4 since their 4-0 run to start the contest. The serve from the Cougars, set up by Amadir. Put down by Pennington. Saved nicely. Carrico puts it down and saved by Pennington. It's put up Brenneman. Puts it down. Saved by Top on the other side. And once again, putting it down on here on the near side is Carrico. Carrico glancing it off of Gwen Bellamy's fingertips. And just like that, the Cougars have doubled up 16-8. Goldschmiding puts it across. Town saves it, but miscommunication along the front line, and no one's there for Goshen to go after the ball after the first hit. 17-8 is the score, and we've got another timeout. Some frustration brewing on the Goshen side. Once again, they started off this contest with a 4-0 run. However, ever since, they've been outscored 17-4. So after a hot start, the Maple Leafs offense has definitely cooled. Let's take a look at some stats so far. From a statistic standpoint, the Cougars are dominating. 16 attacks to Goshen's 12, 8 kills to Goshen's 3, 4 attack errors for St. Francis. So Maple Leafs do lead in that category. Just three attack errors for the Leafs. St. Francis with a .250 hitting percentage. Maple Leafs currently at 0. Maple Leafs on the season have not done well from a hitting percentage standpoint. They had a couple games where they are definitely on the rise. However, ever since they ran into Crossroads League opponents, it's been quite the different story. They've got a 0 hitting percentage at the moment. 8 assists for the Cougars, 3 for the Leafs. 4 serve aces for St. Francis, and none so far for the Maple Leafs. Another big category to watch out for in this matchup. So we're going to get back down to the action on the court. Maple Leafs down 17-8. We're coming out of this timeout. Maple Leafs using every single second of it and making sure that they can get a good game plan going to get back into this contest. That front line has got to communicate better. There's just been a lack of, there's been no one calling, hey, I'm going to go after the ball so far on this one. Definitely something that the Leafs have to work on. So it's Goldschmidting up to serve again for the Cougars. Sends it to the back line. Dug out by Bellamy. Set up for Amadier. Amadier gives it to Coles. It's going to be number 10, Maddie Beaver. And Maddie Beaver has a nice shot at it, but she pushes it too far out that back left corner. And it's going to give the point to the Cougars. 18-8 is the score. St. Francis threatening to run away with this one. Goldschmiding puts it up across. Amadier puts it up. Sent back across by Brenneman. And again here on the near side, having herself a game, is Carrico. Carrico puts it down just in front of the arms of Brenneman. Score is 19-8. Goldschmiding up to serve again. Dug out along the back line. Amadier puts it up for Beaver. Beaver again going for that back line, but it's blocked right up front. A little bit of a collision between Brenneman and it's going to be number 6, Madison Candler. They're going to say it tipped off of Goshen College as both players tried to go for the ball. And that's going to give it to the Cougars. 20-8 is the score. A 20-4 run now since the Leafs started off with a 4-0 lead. Goldschmiding with another serve. Popped up along the back line. Bellamy puts it up for Brenneman. Brenneman gets it back across, handled nicely. Carrico puts it back. Saved now by Willis. Willis gives it over to Brenneman, but saved once again. Carrico with another shot. Saved once again. Willis puts it up. Gives it to Bellamy. Popped up way along the back line. Having to scramble now. Gives it to Carrico. Put back across. Goshen over to Beaver. And Beaver is able to put it back across. Glances off the fingertips there of Kendall Buchanan. And the Leafs finally able to put up a point. Broke a 9-0 run there. And the score is now 22-9. Excellent work there by Maddie Beaver. She heads to the bench. Coming in for her is Brielle Agnew to serve. Agnew, high arcer, sends it, and total miscommunication along the back line. Gabby North thought that Top was going to go for it, and she didn't. Point for the Maple Leafs in their first service ace. 20-10 is the score. Cougars with the lead. Agnew, high arcing serve once again, but good communication there that time. Good awareness by this St. Francis squad. They let it go out the back line, and that's a point. Service error for the Maple Leafs. 21-10 is the score. Cougars on top. Substitution heading to the bench is Kendall Buchanan. Coming in for her is number 9, Eliana Sierdonski. She's 6'2", one of the tallest players on this team. So the serve goes across for Gabby North. Goshen tries to put it back down, but Brenneman puts it down too low, and directly into net it goes. 22-10 is the score. We've seen this from the Maple Leafs before. They struggle in the early goings to really get things going offensively. Saved along the back line, this time by Brenneman. Brenneman tries to put it down again, but doesn't get enough hops on it and sends it directly into the net. That's the third or fourth time we've seen Brenneman put one directly into net. She's got the power for sure. She's got to get a little more height on that one. And the score, 23-10. The serve from North. Set up by Willis for Goshen. Just a little bit of a tap on the other side. Puts it back across for, looks like that was Coles. Coles puts it back across after the putback. Putback there was by Carrico, and it bounces off of Cole's hands and out of bounds. 24-10, just like that. It's match point. Looking to stay in this one are the Leafs. Serving now is Sparks. A little bit of redirect up front by Willis. Popped up. Putting it back across is Bellamy. Goshen out of formation, but got it back across. That's the important part. Sparks puts it up and blocked right up front by Brenneman. So Goshen College saying, you know what, we're not going to let you have match point just yet. And so the score is 24-11. Leafs still hanging on this one. Pennington comes in for Bellamy. Set to serve now is Brenneman. Brenneman along the back line. High arcing serve, gets it across, dug out. Having to move for it is Sparks. Sparks puts it back up. It's North. Put back across and blocked right up front. Putting an end to that first contest is going to be Eliana Sierdonski. Sierdonski with the block sends it directly into the floor, and we're going to have a final score for that first matchup. 25-11 total domination. 25-7 run after Goshen got a 4-0 start from the Cougars. We're going to be back with some post-first match analysis on 91.1 The Globe, WGCS Goshen. Stick around. Back live on 91.1 The Globe, WGCS Goshen. My name is Dante Stan. We're inside the Ruth Gundam Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College. Women's volleyball action for you from inside the Ruth Gundam Gymnasium. We just wrapped up the first set. The Maple Leafs took the loss, and it was a tough one, 25-11. We've seen a slow start happen from the Maple Leafs plenty of times so far this season, but they do steadily get better, better and better throughout each set. Often they've been able to put up 20 in the third and final set. We're going to see how well they are able to do in this contest. Just a quick reminder, the Leafs have not actually won a set inside the Ruth Gundam Gymnasium since October of last year, and it's been since November of 2019 that they've been able to pick up a win here at home. Something to watch out for in this one. Both teams coming into this matchup. It's the St. Francis Cougars at 3-14 and the Maple Leafs at 3-14. The Cougars with one conference win on the season. They're 1-5 in the Crossroads League. Maple Leafs have yet to pick up a victory, looking for their first year. They're 0-6 so far on the season. You look at the numbers, Maple Leafs not doing bad from an attack standpoint. They've got 24 attacks compared to St. Francis's 21, but the kills is the difference maker so far. Goshen with just 4, St. Francis with 10. Goshen also leading the way with attack errors in 8. They do have a higher percentage. Their hitting percentage, has actually gone down quite a bit as of late. They were at 0 at the last time out of the first set. Now they're at negative .167. It's a little bit of decline on that side. Let's take a look at who's out on the court for the Maple Leafs at the moment. It's Willis, Coles, Brenneman, Pennington. It's going to be Maddie Beaver. And I'm currently blocked out on who the other one is, but I believe that's Emily Lynch, and it is. Brenneman coming off of a career-high 8 kills. Not only did she have 8 kills, but she also had a career-high 17 digs last night against Mount Vernon Nazarene. Something to watch out for in this one. She had an up-and-down first set. We'll see how she does here in the second. Maple Leafs set to serve. Serve goes across from Willis. High arcer goes along the back line to Evans. Put back across. Sent skyward, and diving for it here on the near side is Lynch. Can't get to it, however. And taking the first point will be St. Francis. 1-0 St. Francis so far. Leafs had the first serve, and now set to serve is Steckelberg. Steckelberg puts it across for the Cougars, dug out along the back line. Attacking back is going to be Pennington. Pennington puts it back across. Steckelberg with a nice putback of her own. Just a soft touch tap by Lynch. Tries to put it back over. And then putting it back just along the back line on another soft touch serve herself is Fortcamp. And so the score is 2-0 so far. Cougars with the lead. Steckelberg spinning the ball before her serve. She puts it up. Dig by Brenneman, and putting it back across right over the middle in the center of that soft defense is Maddie Beaver. Beaver having a pretty good game so far. Wasn't utilized a ton in that first matchup, but making her presence known in both so far. Pennington heads to the bench. Bellamy comes in for the serve. 2-1 is the score. Maple Leafs with an opportunity to tie things up here in the early goings of this second set. Bellamy puts it across, and a perfect serve right in the center of that defense. Diving for it is Evans, but she can't get to it. 2-2 is the score, and the Maple Leafs have tied things up. Remember, they started off the last contest quite well with a 4-0 run to start things up, but then were outscored 25-7 from there. Bellamy putting it back across this time, and another service ace. Sent it directly to Evans again. Evans having to dive for it. Sends it directly into the bench, and so the Maple Leafs take the lead 3-2. Great to see the Maple Leafs off to a good start, and this one, let's see if they can hold on to it. Bellamy, the serve. It's a line drive directly to Steckelberg. Put up and put back across. Willis sets it up for Town. Over to Brenneman. Brenneman puts it down, saved by Steckelberg. They're going to have to move for it, and they do put it back across, but it's going to be a point for the Cougars. Stepping out of bounds as she tried to touch it was Lynch. And so we've got a tie ball game. 3-3 is the score. Just a brief referee's timeout, it seems. And we're back to the action. Putting it across is Evans for the Cougars. Evans gives. Goes over to Lynch now here on the near side, and it looks like a formational error. That's going to give the point to the Cougars. 4-3 is the score. After a 2-0 run for the Maple Leafs has been answered so far with a 2-0 run from the Cougars. Serving now is Top. Top puts it back across. Saved by Willis as it's put back. Lynch sets it up, puts it back across. Block right up front on the return. Willis over to Beaver. Can't handle it right up front. Beaver sending it directly into the arms of Shelby Mosier. Mosier bounces it off of, looked like Fortcamp's head, and hits the floor. We're all tied up once again, 4-4. Beaver heads to the bench. Cole's coming in for her. Town with the serve. It's a line drive directly to the backside, saved by Top. Put up and trying to put it back across is Fortcamp, but Fortcamp sends it directly into net. Leafs take the lead. 5-4 is the score. We saw that same score in the first matchup. The Maple Leafs are trying to respond better than they did in the first one. Town with the serve. Once again, a live drive to the back to Top. It's saved by the Maple Leafs right up front. Trying to bobble it is Brenneman, but Brenneman can't hold on to it. Sends it into the middle where no one is. And we've got a tie ball game, 5-5. Quick substitution heading to the bench is Evans. Coming in for her is number 4, Alexa Sparks. Fortcamp is set to serve along that back line. Fortcamp's serve goes directly to that back line. Willis puts it back over without trying to set it up. Saved by Willis as it's put back over by Sicaro. And sending it directly into net is Bellamy. 6-5 is the score. Cougars on top with the Maple Leafs, offering quite the resistance so far. Fortcamp with another serve. Putting it directly into the back of Shelby Moser's head and hit her quite good, actually. It bounced actually over my head and over the scoring table. So we've got a tie ball game, 6-6. That's a service error and a big one at that. Quite the boom off of that one. It sounded like she just about knocked her out, but Remaining out there on the court will be Shelby Moser. Goes back to Goshen now. Setting up for the serve is Amdar. Amdar gets it across. Put back up and send into the arms of Christina Town, but Town sends it into the stands. 7-6 is the score. Retaking the lead are the Cougars. Mosier heads to the bench for the Cougars, and coming in for her will be Kelby Goldschmiding. Goldschmiding did pretty well there in the first half, responsible on the service side for the 9-0 run that the Cougars went on. She puts it across. Amadir sets it up, gives it to Brenneman. Brenneman with a soft touch, puts it back across, putting it up here, and bouncing it off the fingertips of Amy Baca is Carrico. Carrico had herself a first set, making her presence known here in the second as well. The score 8-6. St. Francis with the lead. Goldschmiding, a line drive of a serve, set up by Amadir. Baca putting it down, bounced off with a couple of fingertips along the line, but put back across. Brenneman, go over to Carrico. Carrico puts it back, but dug out by Bellamy. Amadir sets it up for Brenneman, and Brenneman puts it down right in the center where no one on St. Francis could have gotten it. The score is 8-7. Kill there for Brenneman. Substitution on the Goshen side. Pennington makes her way in for Bellamy. And set to serve now is Brenneman. Once again, Brenneman coming off a career-high 8 kills. She puts this one across, and another service ace. She's got 3 in this contest so far. 8-8 is the score. And the Maple Leafs have tied things up, certainly hanging in this one quite a bit better than they did in the first set. And Brenneman puts it across. Gives it directly to top, set up by Sparks, put up by Carrico, and Carrico puts it down. Looked like it was a little bit wide. They're going to say it hit just inside the line and give the point to the Cougars, 9-8. St. Francis with lead. Top heads to the bench. Coming in for her is going to be Gabby North. Sparks with the serve. High arcer goes up, handled nicely. Coles puts it across to Steckelberg. Sparks to Carrico. Dug out. And misjudging the placement of the ball right up from Miss Amdar. Amdar looked like she was going to go for the forearm push-up. Unable to do so as it went just underneath the net. And so the score is 10-8. Sparks with the serve once again for the Cougars. Dug out along the back line. Put up for Amadar. And put back by Coles. Dug out by North. Blocked right up front. Baca puts it up. Over here on the near side, Pennington put it across and diving for it. A fantastic effort there, diving about 5 feet and pushing the ball up directly into the net is Sparks. But the score, point will go to the Maple Leafs, 10-9. Maple Leafs down by 1. Quick substitution, Coles heads to the bench. Coming in for her is going to be Buriel Agnew. We saw that in the first set as well. Agnew with the serve. Saved here on the near side by Carrico. And bouncing out the fingertips once again of Amdar. On the near side is going to be Addison Schaefer. First time we've seen her in the contest. 11-9 is the score. Heading to the bench is Agnew. Coles comes back in for her. Excuse me, that's Beaver. Beaver comes back in for Coles. Front line now consists of Coles, Baca, and Amdar. And the serve from Evans for the Cougars. Baca puts it up, blocked. Baca puts it back up. Pennington puts it back across. And a little bit of formational error there. And the score is 12-9. Goshen continuously able to pull within 1 or 2 or even tie things up, but they have not been able to regain the lead since it was 5-4. Back and forth contest so far. Evans pushes that one far wide and to the right. And so the score is 12-10. Good awareness by Goshen there. Lynch heads in. Sends Amdar to the bench. Willis also in for Baca. Goshen set to serve. It's Willis. Willis and a service error. Sends it just too far to the left. So trading service errors are the Leafs and the Cougars. Coming in for the Cougars. Setting Mosier to the bench will be Sierdonski. The score is 13-10, St. Francis. Set to serve now. Steckelberg. Gets it to Town. Pennington sends it sky high. Gives it over to Lynch over on the far side. Steckelberg puts it up for Sparks. Dug out along the back line by Brenneman, but sent out into the stands. 14-10 is the score. 4-point lead for the Cougars is their highest of the contest so far. Looking to expand on it is Steckelberg. With the serve, high arcer, and they're going to say just inside the line. I believe it hit the line from my own vantage point, but hey, I'm not the referee. 15-10. Cougars with the lead. Difficult call there for the Maple Leafs as far as awareness goes on the back line. So tough to tell when exactly that ball is going to hit. And they do it again. Another service ace along the back line. Goshen didn't go for it 2 times in a row now. It's a close call on both of them, and both calls are going to go the way of St. Francis. Quick substitution. Bellamy coming in for Pennington. The score 16-10. Biggest lead of the contest so far. The serve from Steckelberg, put up for Bellamy, and Bellamy pushes that one too far out the back and to the right. 17-10. Steckelberg set for another serve. Cougars up by 7. Looking to run away with this one and put this away comfortably. The serve goes to high arcer. Doesn't go along the back line as per usual. Lynch sets it up. Bellamy puts it down and across. Can't handle it along the back line. Steckelberg. And the Maple Leafs get back on the board. 17-11 is the score. Bellamy set to serve now. Goshen cutting into that 6-point lead. And Bellamy with her second service error of the contest could not have come at a worse time. Sends it directly into that 18-11. Heading to the bench for the Cougars is Schaefer. Coming in for her is going to be number 8, Kylie Top. Top sends it directly to Towns on the serve, set up by Willis. Lynch, a little bit too much power on that one, sends it along the back line and out. 19-11 is the score. Maple Leafs down big in this one so far, down by 8 after a close start where actually the Maple Leafs were able to take the lead at 5-4. It's been a tough matchup for the Leafs ever since. 2 hot starts for the Maple Leafs so far in this one, but they've definitely cooled down on offense in both sets. We'll have some timeout analysis when we come back. We're going to take a quick timeout right along with the Maple Leafs. Keep it locked to 91.1 The Globe. Back live inside the Ruth Gunn Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College. My name is Dante Stanton. Quick shout out to our good buddy Tyson Miller running the boards for us back in the studios, doing a fantastic job of that today. Thanks for keeping us on air, Tyson. Taking a look at what we've got down on the court. It's Goshen College women's volleyball action. The Maple Leafs currently down 19-11 here in the second set. Maple Leafs losing and losing big time so far. They lost the first set as well. They lost that first set 25-11. They're losing this one 19-11, so doing better on the offensive side so far. But both times, Maple Leafs have gotten off to hot starts, something we haven't seen from them so far this season. In the first set, they got off to a 4-0 run. In this one, they actually led at one point 5-4, but have floundered down the stretch offensively. Let's see how they can do in this set coming out of the timeout. First point is going to go to the Maple Leafs due to a formational error. Stepping out of bounds over here on the near side is Carrico for the Cougars. So the score 19-12. Goshen already scoring better here in the second set than they did in the first. Town with the serve for the Maple Leafs. Dug out. Put back across by Fort Kemp. Maple Leafs able to put it back across. Sparks puts it up. Able to put it back across over to Bellamy. Bellamy diving for it, sends it over the middle, but there's no one paying attention to the ball. Expecting it to go sky high. That was not the case. And the score is 20-12. Substitution. Coming in for the Cougars is number 10, Alexis Gregory. First time we've seen her in this contest. 20-12 is the score. Cougars on top. Gregory with the first serve. Goes to the back line. Bellamy to Willis to Lynch. Juggle along the front line, sent sky high, and sent directly into the net by Carrico. So the Leafs doing pretty well out of the timeout. 20-13 on a 2-1 run. See if they can keep that momentum going a little bit. Willis coming out of the contest, and coming in for her will be number 2, Riley Ratliff. Baca now in for Lynch as well. Ratliff set to serve. The score, 20-13. Maple Leafs hanging in this one. And another service error. 21-13. Cougars on top. Exactly what the Cougars wanted out of the Maple Leafs on that one. Heading to the bench for the Cougars is going to be Sierdonski. Making her way in for her will be number 16. That's Kelby Goldschmiding. We've seen Goldschmiding do quite well in both sets so far from a serving standpoint. Coles is able to put it back across for the Maple Leafs, however. Set up by Sparks. A little tough touch puts it back across. It looks like Coles touched it twice. She did not. She gives it over to Brenneman, and Brenneman tries to put it back over but sends it once again directly into the net. 22-13. Maple Leafs have done better from an offensive standpoint here in this one, but not quite good enough. Goldschmiding with her first service error, giving the Maple Leafs another opportunity here. Goldschmiding heads to the bench for Sierdonski. 22-14, Maple Leafs down by 8, looking to fight their way back into this contest. Brenneman with the serve. It's low, sends it directly into the net and out of bounds. 22-15. Brenneman not having much success from the kill or dig standpoint so far in this one. However, she has done excellent from a serving standpoint. I believe that's her third ace of the game. She sends another one across directly to Sierdonski, and she sends it to Carrico, and Carrico puts that one down with authority, bouncing it off of Christina Town's hands and once again into the stands. 23-15. Substitution. Coming in for top will be number 17, Eliza Madden. Madden set to serve for the first time in either set. Madden with the serve. It's low, goes directly to Willis, put up by Amadar and put backwards and into the net by Goshen. 24-15, set point. Two substitutions for the Leafs. Baca and Amadar head to the bench. Coming in for them is Willis and Lynch. It's Madden along the back line, set to serve again with the score 24-15. Madden able to put it across. Dug out nicely by Brenneman. Willis sets it up for Lynch, and Lynch with that powerful putback, but she sends it into the net. 25-15, the score of your second set. The Maple Leafs fall. They are in a 2-0 hole, and we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with some post-set analysis right here on 91.1 The Globe. WGCS Goshen, it's your station for Maple Leaf Athletics. 91.1 The Globe, WGCS, Goshen. My name is Dante, stand inside the Ruth Gundam Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College. We've got Goshen College women's volleyball action right here on 91.1 The Globe. Goshen College women facing off with the St. Francis Cougars. They lost the first set 25-11 and the second set 25-15. So once again making improvements as we go along. But Maple Leafs definitely have got to chalk up a win here. They've got the starting lineup of Willis, Bellamy, Town, Pennington, Beaver, and Lynch out on the floor. For the Cougars, it's Steckelberg. That's Evans, Schaefer, Grace Muret, who we haven't seen in this one so far, number 5, Kendall Buchanan. And rounding out that lineup is going to be number 1, Brianna Evans. Set to serve first are the Cougars. Maple Leafs point leader so far in this one is Sadie Brenneman. She's got 4 points. However, you look at this Cougars offense, and their point leader is Carrico, and Carrico's got 11.5. So quite the large point differential so far in this one. The serve goes up. Lynch puts it back across. Easy serve by Goshen. Lynch putting it down again, but putting it down just too far to the right. Lynch hasn't had a great contest so far. She's got 0 points, 0 kills, a couple digs, however. 1-0 St. Francis on top. The serve from Evans sends it all the way along the back line, but saved nicely. Putting it back across is Willis. Willis gives it to Steckelberg, over to Sparks. Trying to block it right up front is Pennington and Beaver. That combo cannot handle it, and the score is 2-0. Definite height advantage on this Cougars team. They've got 3 players over 6'2". Goshen with just 1 player matching that height. So another serve there from Evans. Evans puts it back across and out. Just past the basket line. 2-1 is the score. A similar start in this one that we've seen to the last the last set. Pennington heads to the bench. Coming in for her is Brenneman. Brenneman, once again, leading the Maple Leafs in points so far with 4. She has a nice serve, gets it back across. She's got 3 service aces on the day. It's put back across by Sparks, set up for Willis. Willis puts it over for Beaver, and Beaver gets it across and down for the point. 2-2 is the score, all tied up. Maple Leafs looking for their first win here inside the Ruth Gundam Gymnasium since October of 2020. Brenneman puts it across. Steckelberg able to put it back. Willis to Lynch. Blocked up by Lynch once again, but spiked down. How about that move by Addison Schaefer? Schaefer with a dangerous throwdown. And the score is 3-2. A lot of heat on that one. That one almost went back up into Christina Town's face. Lucky she was able to get out of the way. Steckelberg up to serve now. The score, 3-2. Cougars on top. We've seen a relatively slow start from the Cougars in both sets so far. Steckelberg sends it along the back line to Town. Set for Willis, for Lynch. And Lynch gets her first kill of the contest as it bounces off the hands of Evans. Evans diving for it, but unable to pop it back up. And so the score is 3-3. All tied up. Set to serve is Town. Town gives it to Evans along the back line. Set up from Sparks. And sending it way outside the back is Grace Moomert. And the Leafs take the lead, 4-3. Leafs on a 2-0 run, looking to expand it to 3. Town puts it across, sends it to Evans, put up by Sparks. Over there on the near side, and out! Good awareness by the Leafs. Schaefer puts it out, and the Leafs take their largest lead of either contest, or excuse me, their second largest lead of either contest so far, 5-3. Town putting it across and putting it out. Service error there for the Leafs, 5-4. Leafs still with the lead. Service error has been a problem for the Leafs in this contest so far. That was their 5th in 3 sets. Schaefer heads to the bench for the Cougars. Coming in for her is Top. Seen that move a couple times. Top, quite the server. Sends it along the back line. Pushed up by Brenneman, over to Bellamy, now over to Lynch, and Lynch doesn't try to put it down, just kind of arcs it up. It's put back across by Lynch. Sparks sets it up, and putting it down is Sierdonski. Sierdonski with that height advantage at 6'2", slamming it into the middle of the Goshen defense, 5-5. Top sends it up, and a juggle for the ball. It looked like Sierdonski reached over the net and kind of grabbed the ball and took it away from Willis to try to put it down. That's not going to fly. 6-5 is the score. Maple Leafs on top. Ratliff and Bellamy heading in for Lynch and Willis on the Goshen side. Ratliff with the serve. A high arcer goes along the back line. Put up by Steckelberg. Over to Sparks. Over to Sierdonski. Sierdonski puts it across, but a nice save by Town. Over to Bellamy. Bellamy pushes it. Tries to get it along that back line. She does, but pushes it just a bit too far. 6-6. We're all tied up. Ratliff heads to the bench. Coming in for her is Amdar. Six to 6 is the score. Another little bit of a error in the swap in, swap out side. Coach Courtney Crawford not happy with that. Mermet heads to the bench for the Cougars. Coming in to serve for her is Alexis Gregory. Gregory, a line drive to Brenneman. Put it by Amdar. Over to Baca. Blocked, but saved by Brenneman nonetheless. Over on the other side, it's Bellamy. Bellamy putting it down and unable to handle it along the back line is Evans. Evans having a tough time holding down that back line for the Cougars. 7-6 is the score. Maple Leafs looking strong in this set so far. Pennington coming in for Brenneman. Bellamy, no service error that time. Puts it across over to Sierdonski. A block right up front goes off of Baca's fingers. Amadar unable to save it, and we've got a tie ball game once again, 7-7. Substitution. Steckelberg heading to the bench, sending Sierdonski over to the sideline. Coming in for her is Goldschmiding. Goldschmiding responsible for a 9-0 run in the second set. And the serving side doing quite well. Leafs unable to put it back across after some miscommunication along the back line. 8-7, Cougars with the lead. Goldschmiding set to serve once again. Look at the line drive serve, goes over to Amadar. Amadar pushes it too far to the left, having to juggle for it and kind of adjust in midair is Baca. Baca pushes it too far to the left as a result. 9-7 is the score. St. Francis with the lead, looking to pick up their third straight set win. The serve from Goldschmiding, picked up by Goshen. Amadar puts it up, put back across by Pennington, saved by Sparks, put back across once again by Coles. Set up, Sparks sends it high, sending it along the back line and just out. I'm going to say it bounces off of Bellamy's arm. It would have been out if Bellamy hadn't dove for it. And the score is 10-7. Tough back and forth there for Goshen, unable to put away with a point. Willis and Lynch making their way back in. Sends Amdar and Baca to the sidelines. Goldschmiding with the serve for the Cougars. Sends it to Town, over to Bellamy. Bellamy over to Pennington. Pennington gets it across. It's set up. Sparks for Carrico. Bounces off of Cole's hands, but saved. Willis with a redirect. Nice save by Top. Blocked. Goshen puts it up for Willis to Pennington. Saved along the back line by Goldschmiding. Over to Carrico. And a block right up front. Put up once again. Sparks over to Top. Lynch puts it up for Willis. Willis doesn't bother to put it up for anyone else, just redirects it over to Carrico. Set up once again. Willis over to Pennington. Pennington puts it back across. Sent sky high by Carrico. Over to Sparks. Over to Carrico. Saved along the back line by Lynch. Gets it over to Pennington, but Pennington has it bounces off of her flat hands. She doesn't go for the fist to push it up. Her hands were kind of out in like pancake format, and it sends it into the ground. A long rally there, but coming away with the point are the Cougars, 11-7. Coles there, puts it back across for the Maple Leafs after the serve, and it's got to bounce off of Goldschmiding's head. And so the score is 11-8. So after the long rally, we have a quick short point, and the Leafs come away with it. Coles heading to the bench, as well as Town. Bellamy comes in for Town. Agnew coming in for Coles. Beaver out on the court as well. Beaver had some success in this one. Agnew puts it across to high arcer. Sparks setting up for Carrico. Putting it back across from along the back line is Lynch, but she pushes it too far to the left. And the score is 12-8. Coles heading in for Agnew. Agnew has had some good serves in this one, but has not been able to stay out on the court very long. Sparks is set to serve now for the Cougars. Sets it up and sends it directly into Pennington's arms, but Pennington kind of with a flat hand situation once again. Instead of pushing it up, she sends it directly into the ground. 13-8 is the score. Sparks with the serve. Pushed up by Bellamy for Goshen. Over to Pennington. Pennington putting it back across. Put up by Sparks. Blocked along the front line. I believe that's number 13. Haven't seen her too much. Lauren Stout, the freshman, at 6'1", making her presence, 6'3", definitely making her presence known right up front. And the score is 14-8 as Stout puts that one down for the point. Got a timeout. We're going to take a timeout right along with him, and we'll be back with some timeout analysis on 91.1 The Globe, WGCS Goshen. Back live from inside the Ruth Gunning Gymnasium on the campus of Goshen College. My name is Dante Stanton. You're listening to Goshen College women's volleyball action. The Maple Leafs facing off this afternoon with the St. Francis Cougars. Both teams coming in struggling on the season, well below 500 at 3-14 overall. Both teams looking to notch another conference victory. Both teams currently at the bottom of the conference standings in the Crossroads League. Goshen at the official bottom with 0-6 in conference play. Right above them is the St. Francis squad at 1-5. Goshen looking to avoid being swept here. They lost the first set 25-11, the second 25-15. Currently losing the third here 14-8. But this one's certainly not out of hand. Goshen has definitely shown their toughness in this one. At one point, leading at several points, 6-5 and 7-6. So the Maple Leafs in no way out of this one. Sparks puts it across for the Cougars. It's blocked up front by Carrico, but put up. Willis bounces it off the fingertips of Stout, and they're going to give the point to the Cougars. Did not like the call there. The student section doesn't like it, neither does Coach Crawford here. Nonetheless, the point goes to the Cougars, 15-8. Sparks puts it up, dug out. Diving for it is Bellamy, but no one in the middle to pick it up. And the Cougars have doubled up, 16-8. Maple Leafs generally so far this season have done better from a statistical standpoint here in the third set. That has not been the case so far. Willis sets it up for Beaver. Beaver puts it back across. Sparks sends it sky high for Gregory. Carrico puts it across, and bouncing off the fingertips of Beaver, the ball goes down, 17-8. Big 9-point lead now for the Cougars. Cougars really looking to run away with this one. Cougars have had a 9-game winning streak against the Leafs dating back to 2016. Before that, however, the Leafs had a 9-game winning streak of their own between 2007 and 2012. Both teams looking to get back on track here. And that is going to do it for the Maple Leafs. Pennington puts down her third kill of the game. 17-9. GC fighting their way back into this one. There's no stoppage from this team. They are tough, tough, tough. No better way to put it. Willis puts it across for the Maple Leafs on the serve. Put up by Carrico, saved along the back line by Bellamy. Willis sets it up for Beaver. Beaver able to put it back across. Gregory up over the middle, and finding the middle of that defense is Kendall Buchanan. Buchanan, we didn't see much of her in the second set, but she shined in the first, and she did quite well there, putting it down directly in the middle of that Goshen defense, 18-9. Once again, doubling up on the Maple Leafs are the Cougars. Coming into the contest now for the Cougars is Moore. Evans comes in for top as well. Evans with the serve. Dug out by Bellamy. Willis to Pennington. Blocked along the front line. It's Moomert. and Buchanan. Buchanan and Moomert combining for a little bit of a double block there. 19-9 is the score here in the third set. Leafs struggling to get anything going on the offensive side after a hot start. The serve to Pennington to Bellamy. Bellamy putting it across. It sparks over to Moomert, bouncing off the hands of Lynch and out of bounds. Lynch kind of falling backwards as she goes for that one. 20-9 is the score. Maple Leafs, the way to put it, being dominated here. At one point, at several points, they had the lead. 7-6 was the last time they had the lead. Only been able to put up 2 points since then, and they're able to put up a point there as a service error comes from Goldschmidting. And so the score is now 20-10. Brenneman coming in for Pennington. Maple Leafs down 10, looking to avoid being swept here against the St. Francis Cougars. Conference matchup for both sides would be huge. Brenneman puts it across, almost gets the ace. She dives for it back the other direction. Bellamy puts it across and sends it way over here into the scoring table. Props to whoever's next to me who caught that ball and made sure I didn't get hit in the head with it. 20-11 is the score. Maple Leafs on a 2-0 run. Brenneman, the serve, gives it over to Towns. It's over here to Carrico, and Carrico unable to handle it. Excuse me, that's Moomert. And the score is 20-12. So Maple Leafs trying to push back into this one. This one is by no means over. 20-12 is the score. Leafs always seem to be able to be kicking things into gear in the third set. Putting it back across is Brianneman. Evans sets it up. It's blocked. Sent out the back line by Moomert. 4 straight points for the Maple Leafs, 20-13. Maple Leafs close the gap to 7. Looking a little bit tougher here on the offensive side. Once again, looking to get their first win inside the Gundam Gymnasium from a set standpoint since October of last year. Rhiannon puts it up to Town for Willis. Over here on the near side. Saved once again by Goshen. Willis sets it up. Goes over to Brianneman. And Brianneman puts it just past the back line. Cougars take the point, 21-13. Substitution, Sierdonski comes in. Sends Goldschmiding to the bench. Serving now is Steckelberg for the Cougars. 21-13 lead. Steckelberg puts it up. Dug out, over to Willis. Over to Bellamy, and Bellamy puts it just inside the back line, right over the center. 21-14. Maple Leafs really hanging in here in this one. They've gone on a 5-1 run. Looking to, once again, get their first win inside the Ruth Gundam Gymnasium since November of last year. The ball is popped up going back the other direction. Willis tries to set it up for her teammates, but puts it back across on accident. Still gets the point across. It's sent sky high by the Cougars and directly into the net. Leafs take the point, 21-15. Miscommunication along the back line, and the Leafs are within 6. Town up for the serve. Line drive, popped up by Evans. Over here on the near side to Moomert, and it's blocked right into the net. Maple Leafs with the point. 21-16. This is the Maple Leafs offense we know and love. 7-1 run now for the Leafs here in the third set. Leafs storming back into this one. We've seen it plenty of times in the third set. Let's get that student section going. Got about 30 or 40 folks in the student section. Good to see. Town puts it across, sets it up over here on the near side. Saved, popped up. Brenneman. And a block right up front by Sierdonski. It was Bellamy who tried to push it across, but Sierdonski says no, no, no. 22-16. The 6-0 run by the Leafs was broken. They had gone on a 7-1 run. Leafs were then able to put up 6. Putting it back across now for the Cougars is Top. And it looks like there'd be a little bit of a formational error there from Goshen stepping out of bounds as she went for the ball. Was Willis here on the near, excuse me, Lynch here on the near side. And the score is 23-16. Maple Leafs in danger of letting this one slip away after quite the offensive performance. Top puts it across. Maple Leafs able to put it back. It's Bellamy. Serves it up. Leaves, pushing it just too far out of bounds on the return. 24-16. This is going to be game point. Looking to end it all right here. Will be top with the serve. 24-16. She sends it up. Popped up along the back line. Over to Willis. Bellamy pushes it too far. Just outside the back line, and that is going to do it. 25-16. Another disappointing loss for the Maple Leafs, and they have been swept 3-0. Final scores: 25-11 for the first set, 25-15 for the second, and 25-16 for the final one. They improved ever so slightly in each of these contests, but a 3-0 sweep loss nonetheless. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with some post-game analysis on 91.1 The Globe, WGCS Goshen.